Hello everyone, how are you? My day is better because it has you. So today I'm deciding to do a little yellow to blue. So today what I'm going to be talking about is original characters, and I'm in fact wearing a special shirt for this occasion, College of Winterhold. It's a Skyrim reference if you don't know that, and it's a really fun game. I would suggest you do that, and the reason why is because you get to create your own character in this game. And again, the subject is original characters, so let's get to it. Hey, so this is going to be a take 3. My first mistake on my first take was I finished the eye, and then as you can see, because I already have foundation here, I finished the eye, and then I put on setting spray, and then it got in my eye. So then I couldn't keep it out, one, because I was closing my eyes super hard to squeeze it out, and then it was trailing. And the only reason why I added this is just because I want to be honest with y'all. And then so I just did it. I just finished my second take, and unfortunately I found out. So this palette, beautifully bright. Do not place it on top, directly on top of foundation. Do not put a powder, because it does not like to stick to powders. Because the first take, yellow, bright and beautiful. Second take, nothing stayed on. It was all dull. So then now let's see. Let's get my foundation and let's start this. So original characters, what they are, as the name implies, a character that is original to either you or, as some people do, buy the character from another person who created it. I'm going to get my applicator sponge, and then first I'm going to, should I do the corner first? Let's try that. All right, I'm going to put my corner right in there. All right, perfect. And now I'm going to put my under eye, because that's where it likes to not show up. Oh, don't tell me. Okay, good. So as you can see, like in the corner, in my tear duct, you can see the yellow from before. It was so beautiful. Oh. All right, now I'm going to apply it to the rest of my face. Original character is a character that is an original intellectual property, sometimes included into a fandom. And intellectual properties that include that can allow for original characters aren't kind of fandoms like, let's say, James Charles and his sisters, because I mean it's real people as opposed to, fictional characters. What I'm talking about is, like I said, an intellectual property such as Skyrim. Big recent one is Sonic Forces, where you literally create a character and place it into the Sonic universe. I mean, yeah, all right. Now that that foundation is done, that it goes by so quick when I don't have to do a second eye. All right, let's start with the yellow. Beautiful yellow. Gosh, I love it when it shows up. That is a painting brush. There we go. So what I'm going to use is my shader brush. It's a flat top. Is it? Yeah, it's a flat top. Just going to get right into that yellow. And, oh, another fandom that's great for original characters and is, ooh, stab my eye. That is actually meaningful, more meaningful to me is Xenoverse, because funny enough, my first original character, Radicchio, son of Raditz, is the character I typically play in Xenoverse. Although I originally made a character called Rhyme, who was one of the Frieza race characters, and that's actually what it's called, the Frieza race. And I made him look evil, although he's supposed to be like just this quiet person, and my favorite aspect of him is that he would remind you of the guy that Mrs. Wakeman was dating in My Life as a Teenage Robot, where he looked like he was evil. He had the evil mwahaha laugh. He doesn't dress in a cape, but he has spikes and he has slit demon pupils. Like, he looked evil, but he's actually he's just a funny guy. And his evil laugh comes at puns. The reason why he does that is because I do that. That's the only self-insert trait. Otherwise, he actually makes decisions different than me, which is I'm against personally doing self-inserts. The most I do is have a character with brown skin and black hair and maybe make similar decisions, but then I make a lot of decisions. So with Xenoverse, you create your own character, whether it's human, Saiyan, which is the most popular one, Majin, which is like Boo, and Frieza Race, and Namekian. Okay, so in Skyrim, what you do is you have like Nord, Redguard, or like Bestial one, which is Argonian, or one of the elves, such as High Elf, or the mix of human.
Hurry up, bitch.
Human and elf, which is called a Breton. Elf is like I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's one of those. You can just create a character out of that. Now that I've finished my yellow, what I'm going to do is do my process, and as I tell you, go light to dark, because it's easier to get rid of a lighter color than it is a darker color. So you want to place, I'm putting my green right here, forgot to tap out. Oh, look how bright that green is though. All right, and then right there, and then blend in. Right there, perfect. And so when you have an original character placed in intellectual property, most likely, I'm not saying like you go out and DM people, but most people, most likely you're going to be role-playing the character. And what that is when you're, what I'm doing right here is I'm getting the powder in between my wrinkles. Perfect. You're going to be playing the character, making choices, and dressing the character. And if it has a glamorization, probably dressing it in the style that they would pick. Let's get in there, get in there. Okay, sure. All right, tap. And now I'm going to blow off the excess with my Surf on electronic duster. I use that instead of a brush because I have it, and I have a lot of them because I have my own personal computer. Also, you see little banana right there. He's so cute, and he's not sleeping right now. He's watching me. I actually really like yellow to blue transition. So now what we're going to do is do the blue in the, I believe I'm only going to be using the Poster Child palette for my Wet n Wild. I don't know if I said that. By the way, apologies if I didn't. All right, we're going to put that blue right all up on my face. Get rid of this excess up here. Perfect. All right, perfect. Look at that transition. Beautiful. Beauty. Sorry that I'm not talking about the subject right now. I'm trying to focus on getting that. Oh, lovely. I like doing makeup. It's really fun. In fact, I'm gonna not do makeup just to not progress because this is kind of a halt. Last night I did a huge step, and so me and my dad a few years ago, like a few short years ago, up until that point we didn't get along. We did not. Like, I did not like him, and we fought all the time. But we went to couples counseling, as in two people together talking to each other, with the person, got a third person's perspective on it. That was a neutral party. Worked out. Now we're a lot better in our familial relationship. So I definitely recommend getting counseling or therapy. How we did it was we went to a local college, and this is the typical thing where for when they're getting their when they're getting their master's degree, they do free counseling or therapy sessions so that they get the experience in the field. And I'm going to say this, both counselors that I've been to, one with me and my dad and the other with myself, which helped my self-esteem so much, by the way. I was doing great, but that helped a lot. What I did is put the dark blue, and I'm just going to blend it into the blue. Like that. Wipe off the excess. My hand's sweating, so I was just going to apply that, get rid of it. All right, and yeah, counseling helps. Just look online, see if it was in bursts, so you have to look for the time that they're doing it. But yeah, you can get counseling for free. It is wonderful, and I highly recommend it. All right, now on to less. So I told him about this because I said we're trying to work on being closer. So I told him about something that I've been telling him I wanted to be an entertainer. I didn't tell him how. And so I told him about this, and he didn't understand. He didn't understand the subject I was talking about, but he was actually very supportive of it, and it helped a lot, emotionally. So I believe I'm done for the most part. I'm going to reapply some of that blue. Get rid of the dark blue because dark is harder to get rid of than light. Reapply some of that blue underneath here. Help with the transition. Tap out now and then blend it in. Reason why I didn't tap out is when I'm reapplying. Stop! I could have dropped my croissant! Okay, now that the ice cream truck is gone, reapplying the green. All right, so typically with an original character, you're going to be role-playing that character. And by that, I mean, let's see, I'm going to try to use is this concealer brush? Yes. I'm going to use my concealer brush to try to get rid of this excess on the outside. Not fallout, but accidental blending. Well, seems to be working for the most part. Perfect. Lovely. You're going to be playing that character in a setting, and that's called role-playing. An example of role-playing would be like an MMORPG, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, or just generic interactions where you have not a character just that you made and they're in a nebulous universe. Some people have their furry characters interact with each other through DMing or through art, just however that happens. So that's typically how you roleplay a character, whether it's your own decisions, their own decisions, or a self-insert where it's just you inside the universe. All right, so what I'm going to do now is fill out my brow with this lovely new Wet n Wild breakup-proof, waterproof liquid eyeliner. All right, and I'm just gonna fill in the dark. Ooh, jeez, this is really good. All right, I kind of want to do the crease. I've never done this before, so join me in my experiment below. Ooh, that was good. Perfect. It should thin out when I close my eye or open my eye. I just messed it all up, but I don't care. I'm going to improvise. And so application for an original character can be different each time. So it could be, let's say you're putting your original, like for example, I don't like talking about my OCs, except for if people ask me, but oh, this is hard. This Radicchio, son of Raditz. Is that ice cream truck? You always mess up everywhere. I don't think I'm going to duplicate this on my left eye, but you know. Oh my gosh. I'm messing up. Focus. There we go. All right. Radicchio I placed as something similar to the Budokai 3 timeline where Raditz doesn't get killed by the blast just because of just a slight difference, like an angle changed. And so he didn't hit a vital point with Raditz, but he hit a vital point with Goku and for the most part, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And so in the halfway point, between the year that Vegeta and Nappa show up, can't believe I'm talking about my OC. Halfway point between when Vegeta and Nappa show up, Radicchio shows up because he gets communication with his father. I'm figuring he's visiting his mom, who is Bayleaf, who is the wife of Raditz's character by Sad Face. I think I'm gonna go down. We all need to learn somehow. Actually, I kind of like it. Just make this part a little thicker. And then so he visits trains, and that's where that's a severe divergence in the story because at this I kind of want to curve that in. Sorry. I don't want to eat all the yellow. At this point in the story, he is now somewhat changing Rhett's story as opposed to, his father dying. He helps him. He goes along with the story. And then while it's typical parts, the only real divergence that happens is when Gohan defeats Perfect Cell. Why is it not? Gohan defeats Perfect Cell, and then Goku stays dead, doesn't come back ever in Buu Saga, And Radicchio becomes the Vegeta as opposed to Raditz. Raditz was originally the Vegeta replacement, and then Gohan becomes the main character, and because he's the cousin of Gohan, they have a family rivalry, but it's not like anything severe negative. It's more like for funsies. So that's kind of like an example. That's an example of within the canon. Another one that I had is where he's just placed in later and is just a movie villain that shows up, and it fits in canon, but he just fights with Gohan for funsies, for training. At first he's seen like a threat, and then becomes family member, friend, yada yada yada. It was nebulous. But another thing that you can do with original characters is to create a universe that they themselves fit in by themselves, so that like a story. Or you can don't close both eyes. Like a story where you have your own characters doing whatever they want in their own universe, so that kind of like with Marvel, because that is a bunch of OCs in its own established universe, separate from everything else, although it is just an alternative universe version, an alternate version of this universe. Wow, that. All right, so I actually kind of like it. I like it because it has the little string of color in the line. Okay, sorry, I wanted to blink and see how it looks. Blink, blink, blink. Blink, blink, blink. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is just apply my nude lipstick. I don't have it right now, so I'll be right back. All right, so plans have changed. Since I can't find my lipstick, what I'm going to go is apply some blush with my highlighter and blush. First, I'm going to get into my LA Colors Blushing Pink palette. And that's not a blush brush, is it? Okay, yeah, it's a powder brush. Here's my blush brush. So what I'm just going to do is get into this pink a little bit. I wanted to get into the highlighter first. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, just apply minor blush just there, and then divert around so that it looks natural. I'm not going to put in any contour because I don't. I'm going for just a little boy glam. That's it. All right. Let's keep going with it. All right, now tap out, and now to just blend. So yeah, like I said, Marvel is its own original characters in its own original established universe. That's another thing that you can do. People already, because it's a large property, people are including their own OCs into it, because I mean it's very open to allow that. And Dragon Ball, like I said, it has room to allow other characters. I kind of want to put some highlighter right there, but not some contour. Let's not do. I want to, but I'm not going to. All right, so I'm just going to put just the typical one. It says highlight on it. That one. That's the pink I used, and this is the highlighter I'm using. It's lid. The pink was lid. So I'm going to put some highlighter right here. All right, I'm going to dust this off real quick so that I can get rid of any pink. Sorry about that. But for the most part, application of an original character, there's something called God modding where you're taking control of another person's character, and by another person's character, I mean another person's OC that's not established into the meta of the universe. So, okay, that's good. I think I might have to apply it with a different brush. No, it's pretty good. Okay. All right, and I'm going to put some dark. What I'm going to do is now put the crease, which is underneath the highlight. That one. And then put that right here. Just to have that there, and then just like to have some depth. I'm trying to go as natural as possible outside of the eye. Blend it out. Blending it out. I kind of want to do my brows, but then I don't. Perfect. There we go. Some depth. All right. So now back to my shader brush. This is from the Wet n Wild sets. The box is 1,000 miles away, and I'm not going to cut for that. All right, so I'm going to get my shader brush and then apply some, reapply some of the blues. Oops, wrong palette. From my Wet n Wild poster child. Dab, 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 dab. See how pigmented it is. Everyone freaking says pigmented. It's kind of annoying now. Tap one more time. Okay. And then blend, blend, blend. And now get that dark blue. Tap, tap, tap. All right. Now, and then blend that part in, and there we go. So yeah, with that, and why not? Let's just, oop, that's not what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is get my, is this Wet n Wild as well? Yeah, Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. That's the brush side. Okay, get it, yeah, stick it out just a little bit. And then just apply some darkness to it. So that it intersects with it. I'm using my nail to dig it out because I made a slight error in judgment. All right. When it intersects, make sure that I'm going to reapply. What is this? All right. All right, yep, right at the tear duct, and then and then you push up into the brow so that this part gets even. At least that's how I feel it should look. I like my eyebrows nice and thick. Not 2010 James Charles thick. Just like when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, okay. Like I'm new to James Charles. And you know what? Pretty decent guy. Props to him for doing his redemption arc. We love a good redemption arc. All right, and then I'm going to use the brush part of it. For the most part, I have finished my talk about the original characters and thinking about other things that could possibly relate, such as, God modding. God mod is when you control someone else's OC, and typically that's frowned upon because, I mean, you're controlling someone else and making their own making decisions. Like, no, babe, don't. I love having thick lines. I draw all my characters like that. I know it looks weird for makeup, but like it looks so good to me. I like it. So I'm going to do it because it's my body. And my body, my choices, just, pro-choice. I said that. So now that I did that, I'm just going to reapply my liner. Don't God mod. Don't take over someone else's character. Because it ain't yours. And I mean someone's OC. For an established canon, like, have fun, but like really try to keep it in character, because otherwise it's just like, oh, you basically made another OC, but just using someone else's intellectual property as the intellectual property character as the face of it, and that's frowned upon. Like, really. So I just want to say, I don't know if I said it before or if that was in a different take, but even personas are OCs because it's not you. It's your self-insert with a different look. So yeah, that's the look here. I'm not going to do it on this eye. I'm going to do something else, but that's for me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I actually kind of like the asymmetry of it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Think about your OCs, don't God mod, and I tried my best not to do stories or tangents besides that one about my dad, because it was actually very important to me. A big shout out to Red Roses Dead for also being like very supportive of helping me out, like commenting on liking my posts on Instagram. That's at QWERTY Rules, and I believe they have the same on Twitch and Instagram for their handle, Red Roses Dead. I believe they, I think it's a she. I believe she also commented, yeah. She also commented on my previous video. I believe it was the longer comment that I replied to, talking about all the different ways that they played in, like with World of Warcraft, and just how they like to roleplay the character, which is great, wonderful, perfect. If you're playing a role-playing game and you're role-playing, like, you're doing you. Like, the blush is noticeable, and I'm just like, I like it. So shout out to them, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Please do, if you want, do the post notification subscription, hit like, comment, subscribe, post notification, hit that bell, please. I'm trying my best to be entertaining. I love critique. What I'm going to do is show my look in different lights. Right now it's a mix. There we go. And then here is cool. Warm. See, it washes out in warm. And then there's back to the mix. You all just have a wonderful day. I'm not that great at outros. I'm not James Charles. He's amazing with outros. Go ahead and watch him too if you wish. But yes, shout out and love to Red Roses Dead. And just remember, if you're ever like feeling down on yourself, this is most likely your brain telling you mean and bad things, and those are probably lies. Like, you're worthy of love. You deserve to be happy. If you need anything, go to Wholesome Memes and take it in personally, and take it in as in, yes, you do deserve love. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I love you. Bye.